Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm glad you decided to stop by on this video because you're about to hear some of the best and most underrated drop spots for solo arena, for solo FNCS coming up, or even for like solo cash cups. But before we do get into these drop spots, please go check out my Twitter and hit the follow button. If you do, comment down below and I'll give you a shout out in the next video. I'm trying to hit 10 followers. So yeah, please go check out my Twitter. So for now, let's just get into the drop spots. There's some really good ones coming up. Okay, so our very first drop spot is actually one of the newest ones, one of the newer ones I started landing at, and probably my new favorite. And this is Dirty Docks. And so this place, as you know, has the most chests in the whole map, tied with Sweaty Sands with like 34 chests. So it's really has a lot of loot, really good for materials. You got metal, wood, everything there. And you can get some really good loot. Every time I go there, I get really good loot. And when you may be thinking that a bunch of people land there, and as long as it's not a hot drop, you're going to be either uncontested. I'm usually uncontested. Sometimes I get one or two people there, but a lot of times I take some chests and they take some chests and just leave and go our separate ways. And really, I'd say the only downside is that sometimes you can get some really hard rotations out of there, and there can be one or two people contesting you. But if there are people contesting you, they're not good. Trust me, just destroy them, please. Like, I mean, here, I'll pull it up a clip. I almost never get contested. So, it's probably one of the best drop spots. No one really knows about it. People go there, but that's just not the case. So, yeah, it's a really good place. I definitely recommend going there. Now for the next drop spot. For the next drop spot, we got this little house. I don't really know what to call it. It's surrounded by little hills that all have chests on them. And this is a really good drop spot for a few reasons. One, you're almost never contested. I've only been contested once when going there. Two, it has super easy rotates. It's in the middle of the map. You almost always get the first zone. And so you have really easy rotates. You always find yourself center zone, which is really important in scrims and anything you're really playing in solo, cash cups, whatever. There are some downsides though, is that if you do get contested, it can be hard to win since there's not much loot, so it's just whoever gets the best RNG right off spawn. And also, there's not a bunch of loot. There's 3 chests in the house and then 2 chests on the hills around. And then you can go to the bridge where there's another 3 chests. But sometimes other people take the chests around you, or it's just you get bad RNG and you don't get shields. The other thing is, it's really hard to find metal around there, but it makes up for it since you're always going to get endgame if you don't get contested. So it's a really good drop spot. Definitely recommend it. Okay, so the next spot we got is called Hydro 16, I'm pretty sure. But the trick is, on this land, I don't land underneath down by the dam. I land at the far right of the little 2 kind of house dam things up on top. Because if you land at Hydro 16, then you could very easily get contested, and it's a really tough fight to win with. It's just, it just comes down to RNG with those early game fights. But landing above, up there, means if someone does land down there, you can take shots at them, you can even kill them, or you can just loot that one, then loot the one on the other side of the dam, and then just move on with your day. So it's a really good place, highly recommend, and surprisingly, less and less people have started coming there. Like, a lot of times I get the whole thing uncontested, and if so, then I get so much loot. The rotates aren't too bad, and this is probably, you can get brick, metal, everything. All the materials are there, so it's really good, and you can get a lot of loot if you get the whole thing uncontested. Would really recommend. Okay, I'm just going to really quickly go over this one since out of all 5 of them, this is the one I least recommend. Stay till the end because the next one's really good. But this one, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's been updated and now it's got a crane on top. It's over by the castle and behind Sweaty Sands. But basically, this spot, I used to come here all the time, but now I feel like more and more people do come. So that's why I don't recommend it as much. The thing about the spot is that you can get really good loot since it does have a henchman chest, and there's a Slurpee truck close by, so you can get that 100 shield. The other problem with this spot is the rotates. I feel like the only time I die at this spot is 1, too many people contest me nowadays, and 2, the rotates are like halfway across the map. So So yeah, I wouldn't recommend this one as much, but still really good. This next one is interesting. Okay, so far all the locations I've mentioned are really good for people who are playing passive, playing for endgame, playing in scrims. But let's say you want a little bit more action off the rip, or you just want W key a little more, this is the best spot. And I'm sure you've heard of it a lot, since now a lot of pros are landing here, and this is Risky Reels. I've actually been landing here before it got really popular by the pros. It's the only spot I really land at where a lot of other people land. And so the pros of this place, it's got a lot of loot and you can loot it really quickly. Also, it's got so many mats and you can get the mats so quickly. So it's like you can loot and get 500 of each material in like 5 minutes. The cons, a lot of people do drop there and it's a lot RNG based, and like you get beamed from everywhere, but you can get kills really easily. You can get like 5 kills off rip, and then you're trying to drop like 20, you go right to agency right afterwards, you know, so you can get it's an easy way to get some points right off the bat, and it's just got really good loot, really good mats. Would highly recommend for a little bit more of an aggressive player, but don't land there if you expect to live every game off rip.